You all a lovely Sunday. As always, just a little bit of chatting, I guess, before I get some questions, if I get some questions. Number one, this is only going to be a 30-minute live today instead of an hour. Apologies, I'm just busy today, guys. Excuse me. Number two, I don't know if you guys can see it back there, but right up there, that's my new keychain gym. It's all done, it's finished. 30-second setup, 30-second breakdown. It's pretty awesome. It weighs 4 ounces. It's good for up to 75 pounds. And it comes with my set of portable gym flashcards. These flashcards explain to you how to very easily train every muscle on your body step by step. Some of them even have up to 14 steps just to make sure they're very simple for you guys to understand. I highly recommend that if nothing else, you at least check out the videos because it's pretty cool and hopefully you make your own. But of course, you can just email me if you want. And of course, it's that time of the year again, guys. A lot of slots are opening up for me. I have a lot of places to be doing coaching for people. If anybody would like coaching, it's very simple. I coach basically anyone who wants a coach. And this goes through your entire life, your health in every possible way. Your breathing, your posture, your musculature imbalances, any previous injuries, your supplements, your nutrition, your sleep habits, your cardio. I could keep going. You guys have seen my lectures. I got over 700 lectures on YouTube now. I'm almost over 1,000 subscribers, so you guys make sure that you keep subscribing. By the way, I'll be doing some giveaways soon. Interestingly enough, I thought I'd start giving away some of my cool things. So I'm sure it's hard to see in the video, but back there's just some of the things that I offer. The first one, To Build a Castle, is my first book I ever wrote. It's a book about how to overcome your mental limits as well as exercise, fitness, etc. The second one you see is just handicap bodybuilding. This is flashcards and a routine workout, structured stretching, etc. for handicap bodybuilders. The next one is just going to be a tracker, daily, weekly, monthly. The next one is an all-in-one planner. The next one, Coach Castle's Biomechanical Bodybuilding. That's one I'm very proud of. It's only 75 pages, and it's all the information anybody needs to know to basically be a high-end bodybuilder. It's pretty simple. Moving forward, then we have the flashcards for children. They're just on the go. They're just little stick figures that I put together so you guys can understand them very easily. And then finally, coming up with my latest book. This is a very comprehensive book. It's a 10-step plan to get you in the perfect lifestyle diet. You can take as long or as little time, as you want to take for this thing. It's laid out comprehensively, step 1 through step 10. Each step, you just do a little bit of reading, and then you apply those steps in your life slowly over time until you're ready for the next step. And of course, as I already mentioned, is my portable gym. That's the latest thing I got up my sleeve, I guess. It'll be going on the Etsy store this week. I already actually have 50 orders. I've made 36 of them. I have some more work to do today. It's very cheap, but again, I would highly recommend you guys make it on your own because it's a lot cheaper to make it on your own. And if you can make one of these little guys, well, then you have the full knowledge of how to make a gym anywhere. So I would highly encourage you all to do that. But anyways, moving forward, let's see if I have any questions just yet. If you guys do have any questions, just remember, it may take a little time for them to actually appear for me to see them, just due to the internet, put it in. I also encourage you guys, you don't have to, but you're all welcome to email me during the week. You don't have to wait till the weekend. So email me your questions if you like. I'll respond to those as soon as I'm able to. I recently started a GoFundMe. I forgot to mention this. I recently started a GoFundMe. I'll be linking in the description to all of my videos. This is only for the portable gym, the keychain gym. It's not for anything else. Now this GoFundMe, what it's going to do is any money which is donated to there is going to be spent me making these keychain gyms and then going around lecturing and giving them out to people who need them, essentially trying to spread the word about biomechanics the simplest way I know how, which is of course one of these keychain gyms going with the flashcards, because once you have the keychain gym and you have the flashcards, you no longer ever, for any reason, will need a gym. You'll no longer need a personal trainer. You'll know everything you need to know, or you can just check out my books or my YouTube channel as to why I'm saying this. But in all seriousness, guys, most of you already know this. The science of exercise is fairly well understood in terms of, let's just say, the physics of it, the neurology of it, as well as the hypertrophy of it. Still learning stuff, but it's understood considerably more than it was 20 or 30 years ago. And most people are just really preaching outdated, useless information, which is damaging, harming, slow results. I mean, you guys know how it is. My clients and me, we train in the gym exercise-wise or in our homes a week. Our cardio, generally speaking, is walking, biking, or swimming, depending what they like, kind of what they do. I train everybody from joggers, elite endurance runners, sprinters, swimmers, boxers, bodybuilders, average people who want to lose weight, all these things. Anybody who's ever been to one of my live coaching can tell you I am a plethora of knowledge across many fields. I'm always very happy to help if anybody has any questions. Some good news going in. Last month I ran the Ice Bath Challenge. This was a challenge to submerge yourself in an ice bath for 1 minute, and if you did so, then you'd be getting free coaching from me for a full month, as well as every single resource provided, a whole lot of this given out, of course, all these things. I only had 2 people who actually took me up on the challenge out of the many hundreds and hundreds of people who viewed the video. Only 2 people actually had the balls to do it. Of the 2 people, unfortunately, one was unable to complete the challenge, sent me the video almost as a joke. They lasted for 40 seconds. However, I don't care. They still made a pretty amazing attempt, so they're still getting a free month of coaching. So shout out to you, Christine. And then the other person was a friend of a friend, Mark, who happened to see the video. He did it for a whopping 2 minutes and 20 seconds just to show me what a badass he is. So shout out to you, Mark. I know it's fairly easy for most people who have a strong mental willpower, but again, our perceptions influence our reality, and a lot of people are very self-limiting. But anyways, congratulations, Mark. Congratulations, Christine. 2 new clients of mine, at least for this month. They've already had just about 2 weeks of training each. That's 6 sessions, as well as just about all materials provided and their own plan, workout routines, etc. made, printed, all this happy stuff. That's what a good coach does. But anyways, they got 2 more weeks to go, plus another session or 2, whatever I happen to throw in there. And I can guarantee you they're going to do some amazing stuff. Keeping you guys updated. I'll be doing some more giveaways this week. Sorry, next week. Apologies. Next week, I'll be doing another giveaway. Probably one of these guys, just for fun. Probably going with a copy of my book with the flashcards or something, just whoever needs it. I'll keep you guys updated with the details for that. But let me check the comments here, guys. Do you have any questions for me? Well, as of now, no questions, but it's okay. Perhaps y'all just like hearing me ramble about nothing. I hope not. So as I've said before, it'll be a short episode. So if you guys have questions, please put them in. I want to be here as little as possible today. Here's a question. Hi, Quincy. My question is, after becoming underweight and attempting to gain weight through diet, how do you know when you are ready to start training again? Well, this is a good question, actually. So I've dealt with this with several people. Quincy, so you know, it's fairly simple and straightforward. If you're underweight, which is actually something not too many people struggle with, but it is an ongoing struggle for some people. Typically, younger women will experience this kind of, I don't want to call it dysmorphia, but they'll starve themselves for some reason or another and get carried away with it. So when that happens, first thing you have to do is understand what's happening, stop yourself, assess your current condition, and reach out to somebody. Now, you already have, which is great. Me, I got you on a plan and all these other things for you, Quincy. So you should be rectifying things. But basically, when it comes to training again, training hard should be put off for several months. You can be practicing the movements. You can be doing higher rep movements with very light weight, 20 to 30 reps. But you should always be stopping before you feel fatigued. This is going to help in making you hungrier anyways. But you really do have to primarily concentrate on getting your protein. You got to make sure you're getting enough fats and enough carbs. Now, you already know how to go about doing that, so just make sure that make sure you're sleeping enough, and just make sure that you're moving around and doing things. Make sure you get time in the sun, all your supplements. Again, we've been over these things with you, Quincy. These are several plans for me, kind of help them out through this difficult time in their life, so you guys know. But anyways, just keep practicing your movements for a couple of months. Make sure you're very proficient at them, like a mechanical robot with light weight. That way you keep the edge, you keep the progress-centered mindset going. You're actually becoming very proficient with the exercises, so you're not wasting time. So keep doing it with very light weight. Just become as perfect as you can. You have the flashcards I sent you recently. You have all the videos. You got everything you need. You should be fine, Quincy. Just make sure that you keep on doing it. Make sure you're tracking your food. Make sure you're tracking your progress. So you make sure you're actually making progress, not imagining it. But anyways, moving on. What's the most effective form of cardio? Some say rowing is the most complete one, but bikes give a good leg pump. Jogging only gives a knee pain. All right, so this is very simple. Cardio needs to be defined. We have to be very clear when we say these things. So generally speaking, 99% of what most people call cardio, I do not call cardio. Basketball is not cardio. Running is not cardio unless you're at a very advanced level. Rowing is definitely not cardio unless you're at a very advanced level. And even cycling is not a very good form of cardio. What cardio is, for all intents and purposes, the definition I will be giving you and why I say most activities are not cardio. Cardio is performed, generally speaking, for losing fat. However, the goal of cardio is actually to make you healthier by improving the strength of your heart. The heart is the most important muscle in your body. And in order to healthily help your heart and to burn fat, you actually just want to be walking. So literally just walking. Preferably, if you want to get really technical here, the most effective form, period, of any cardio is going to be either walking on an incline treadmill. Do not hold on and don't do any weird body postures. Stand upright, lean forward slightly, lift up your knees nice and high, and you walk at an incline. That would be my number one form of cardio. Number two form of cardio would be swimming. But swimming very slowly, very low intensity. And both of these activities, the incline treadmill cardio, the swimming, or I'd even say maybe walking outside at a very brisk pace, all three of those must be done for more than 30 effective form of cardio for strengthening your heart, as well as your overall body, releasing human growth hormone. It's the best way to burn fat. Fat is only burned in the presence of oxygen, number one. Number two, the lower the intensity, the more the body prioritizes fat loss. Although, of course, you must be in a calorie deficit. And number three, again, high intensity exercise such as rowing, jogging, intense bursts of speed on a bicycle, basketball, soccer, football, any of these things, these burn glucose. Glucose is stored carbohydrates in your muscle. This is all high intensity exercises which burn primarily glucose. Now, they are good for training your heart. However, they're not good for training your heart and burning fat, which is what most people do cardio for. So these are things I call sport-specific cardio. For example, boxers used to train by jogging up and down the road for hours at a time. How stupid. Sorry, but how stupid. Why would you do that when in a boxing ring, you're not jogging for hours at a time? You have rounds of a couple. It's a very intense. Years ago, people in the boxing world and the fighting world, that's how they started training their fighters for cardio. But that is sport specific because it specifically adapts their body for that kind of a thing. For the average person, for the bodybuilder, for the average athlete, they don't want to be doing that. You can throw it in there occasionally, but it's not a good idea. I go for runs occasionally. I do these kinds of, intense cardio occasionally, but it's more just kind of for fun. I don't do it for my health. I don't do it for my heart. I don't do it for any of those reasons. Running and jogging specifically should not be performed as cardio unless you're a very advanced athlete. Some people can jog for 45 minutes, and I do mean an actual jog. So if you can jog for 45 minutes and you're not out of breath at the end of 45 minutes, jogging is a perfectly fine form of cardio for you. My experience with people is, generally speaking, most people cannot jog for 45 minutes and not be out of breath at the end of it. So that's why I said do it. And of course, running is even worse. You're fat, you're very obese, even 5, 10, 15 pounds over the average weight you should be. All of that extra weight is just going to be smashing into your joints. It's just going to be destroying your body when you're trying to do these running, these auto workouts, all these things. We don't want to do that. We want to have healthy bodies which recover quickly. Swimming is no impact. Walking on an incline treadmill is almost no impact whatsoever. Walking outside at a brisk pace, almost no impact. If you're going to be doing a bike ride, I would say same thing. Try to keep it very low intensity, but the issue with the bike ride is it creates a lot of postural problems. It creates tightness in certain muscles in your body that you then have to stretch. it's not effective in terms of, again, burning fat, even if you keep it low intensity, because while you're using a lot of muscle mass in your legs, that's all you're using. You're not using any other part of your body. But anyways, I think I think I beat that horse to death. I mean, the elliptical is also okay. People just generally don't know how to use the elliptical either. Next question here. Oh, well, there's no next question. Okay. Well, guys, just a reminder, I'm only going to be on here for about another 12 minutes. So if you guys have any questions about anything, just throw them in here. And I would like to say just real quick, anytime I give an answer, guys, I'm literally giving you the most accurate, clear, and effective answer that there is that I know of. I try to explain it simply, but just understand that I'm not just saying these things randomly. I'm not saying them out of my ass. I have a very good reason for saying anything that I say. And if I don't, I'll tell you this or that, I'm not sure, etc. But some of these things, like the cardio questions, the calorie questions, the exercise questions, any neurology questions, things like that, I will know the answer. Like, generally speaking, 95% of the time, I'll know the answer. And it's one of those things where you might not agree with me, but you have to understand that you're not agreeing with me about something. It just means that you don't like what I'm saying. It means you have you want to do something else. So I'm telling you the best way. I am telling you the most efficient way. I'll tell you to do sissy squats and pendulum squats and leg extensions to build your quads. 99% of the rest of the entire world, including the fitness industry, is going to tell you that's not going to work. You have to do squats and deadlifts and hack squats and all these other things. Now, are they right? They're correct to a point. They will build your quads, although extremely slow compared to my way. They will also damage your body dramatically in the process, slow down your recovery rate, and a whole bunch of other things. Well, it's the same thing when I talk about cardio. Lots of times I'll talk about cardio and people will get all mad at me. Well, I like to do this kind of cardio. This cardio is great for me. Okay, anecdote. You enjoy doing that cardio, therefore you continue to do it, but that does not make it the best form of cardio. Just so I hope you guys can understand where I'm going with this. Lots of times I get emails from people after the live where they're like, you said this, but I think this is the best. And it's nice that you think so, but again, it's not a fact. It's an opinion, an anecdotal opinion, which means nothing. If it works for you, good. Just understand that doesn't mean it's the most efficient. It's just something that you personally enjoy doing. But anyways, moving forward. Well, of course, the personally enjoy doing thing does play a big factor, because if you're not enjoying something, you're not going to do it. I mean, but there's a million ways to enjoy doing something, again. So just food for thought. It depends why you're doing it too. Coach Castle, in a push day, is doing dumbbell presses and overhead presses too much and overkill? Well, I never think you should do an overhead press for any reason. And I assume you mean overhead dumbbell presses as well. Again, I'm always confused when somebody says push day, because there's no such thing as a muscle which pushes. All muscles pull. So I know what you're trying to say, but I'm not sure if you're referring to a bench press, dumbbell press, or a shoulder press. If you could clarify that for me. Shoulder press. Okay, so number one, I assume you're doing a shoulder day then. So if it's a shoulder day, don't do overhead presses of any form. They're not effective for training your shoulders. Now, I have a lot of different videos on this explaining why I'm right about this, but I'll keep it very simple. Your shoulder has three heads. It has the front head, it has the lateral head, and it has the rear head, okay? Each one of these heads of the muscle only does one thing. They literally only have a single job, and that job is to move the bone in a specific direction. So the front head's job is to move the bone like this, in a forward plane of movement. The lateral deltoid's head is to move it laterally, in a lateral plane of movement. And the rear deltoid's head is to pull the arm backwards. The humerus gets pulled backwards and diagonally. This is the shape of the muscle. Muscles pull insertion to origin. The insertion is just the mobile part. In this case, it is my humerus, my upper arm bone. Long story short, you want to do a front dumbbell press for the front deltoid. That's going to be you laying on a bench flat, going like this. Or with cables, provided the cables are parallel with your forearms through the whole movement, okay? That's your front deltoid. Number two, your lateral deltoid. You're gonna wanna be doing a lying lateral raise. Now you see most people do their shoulders like this. I know that. This is wrong. This is a backwards resistance curve. So I'm not gonna get too much into this, but the human body goes with the laws of physics, okay? We've evolved over time with physics. So of course we've evolved affected by them. Now, your bones are levers. As I've already addressed, the muscle just crosses two different levers over a joint and then pulls the levers together. Whenever you're doing a shoulder press of any form, or an incline bench press, which by the way does not train your chest, number one, you're not training your shoulders efficiently. Number two, you're essentially damaging your body intentionally. Because now I'm telling you, you're damaging your body. You're hurting your shoulder girdle. The most common complaints I get from guys who sign up with me is my shoulder hurts, my lower back hurts, I got tight hamstrings, etc. This is all because of these very stupid movements which damage their bodies permanently. Shoulder pressing is not a good movement. If you are a power lifter and you are required to power lift, that's the only time I think you should do it, because you got to practice that. But if you just want to build big muscles and have a healthy body, you want to do a lying lateral deltoid raise or a lateral deltoid raise with a cable. The cable should start at about your hip, and you're just going to be pulling up to a full contraction. Now with the lateral deltoid, keep your shoulder down, so your clavicle and your shoulder blade in the back, that triangle-shaped bone, leave them down. You only contract to here. Anything above this and you're using stuff. We only go to here, guys, okay? Now that's for the lateral deltoid. And for the rear deltoid, again, I have a whole exercise library. Each video is 1 minute. Just go to Coach Castle's exercise library. You'll find all these demonstrations for the rear deltoid pull. Dumbbell in your hand, you're lying on the ground here. So the ground's here, I'm lying here. My hand goes here, I grab the dumbbell and I pull. This is with a dumbbell. If it's with a cable, it'll be in front of you, crossed handles, and you'll be pulling in a basically an inverted V pattern. Your hands will be ending about a foot outside of your hips, and the cable should be originating on either side of your shoulders like here. Grab them, stand like yo, and then here we go, okay? So that's your shoulders. I mean, I would highly recommend you just stop doing any form of overhead pressing movement. For any reason, I would not recommend them. Never. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. But anyways, long story short, to spot reduce fat in the ab area, which is not possible. You can't do this. You have to lose it over your whole body. The way that you phrase the question, how can I spot reduce fat in the ab area without losing overall mass in the rest of my body, says to me two things. One, I'm not sure your age, but you could have low testosterone, which leads to fat accumulating in the midsection. However, more than likely, number two, you just don't understand what a healthy physique would look like. So the issue I find with lots of guys, and I apologize if this is not you, but this is a general message to everyone. I find this literally probably twice a week, maybe 3 times a week I deal with this. People emailing me, questioning me, or my own clients. They'll say something along the lines of, I want to get lean, ripped, and muscular, but I don't want to lose too much of my size. Well, the issue is, when you are lean and muscular, that's because the only thing left on your body is lean muscle, not fat. So many guys, they'll go like this, they'll put a bicep up, and I mean, you can see my striations, you can see what it looks like, you can see the bicep peak, you can see the fibers, you can see the bicep. That's because I'm lean year-round and I build muscle about 5 to 8 pounds a year, main gaining, or just keeping my calories right where they're supposed to be, protein a little bit higher, and calorie surplus, maybe 100, 200 calories a day, calorie surplus. I do that year-round. I stay shredded year-round, and I have for the past 9 years. It's not hard to do. Most people like to do the bulking and cutting, which is yo-yo dieting for gym goers, and it's stupid and foolish and it hurts your body. So long story short, so many guys are these big fat guys, and they think that they're all covered in muscle and these big muscular guys, and then I strip, and they tell me, I want to lose 20 pounds. And I said, why? I want to lose 20 pounds because I want to look lean and muscular. And I said, okay, well, you have to lose 60 pounds. Well, my God, no, I can't lose that. It's all muscle. I said, you're not losing any muscle. You're literally covered in 60 to 80 pounds of fat. I'm looking at you. You're covered in 60 to 80 pounds of fat. No, bro, that's all muscle. I've spent years building this. I'm bulking. This is muscle. No, it's fat. It's all fat. And you're very mistaken with what you're actually composed of. They will flex in the mirror. You'll see a big round bicep, but really it's just a big round mound of fat. And then once you cut these guys down to the actual weight that they're supposed to be at, which is usually like 175, 165, they look amazing. Everybody tells them how giant they look, how muscular they look. It's an illusion. But again, some guys like the big, fat, fluffy look, but then why are you coming to me to look muscular? It doesn't make any sense to me. You can't have both. You can't spot reduce fat. And if you want abs, guess what? You got to eat clean. Everyone has abdominals. Every human being in the world has abdominals. They are genetic. You can't get rid of them. How do you see them? It's not by training them. You train your abs the same way you train your bicep. One perfect movement at the most twice to 3 times a week with correct intensity. That's it. That's all, and that's everything. One exercise 2 to 3 times a week. That's it. That's your abs. You don't train them every day. That's going to mean no abs. That's going to mean postural imbalances, musculature imbalances, all kinds of issues. I mean, I won't even get into it. Let's get into the next question because I got to wrap this up. Okay, so Kevin, but you only have fat in that area. So again, Kevin, if you only have fat in that area, that's because you're a guy. I'm assuming since your name is Kevin here. I'm sorry, you're responding to Kevin. I apologize. Well, I assume you're a guy at Trades News Center, and if you only have fat in that area, that's because you're a guy. That's where guys typically store their fats, right here in their lower back. I mean, that's where I store my fat. That's where I accumulate fat spurts, and that's where the last place it comes off for me. Now, again, I would highly recommend checking out your testosterone, specifically your free testosterone, because it's got to be above 800 or you're not going to be building muscle, and you certainly won't be digesting the fat in that area that gets stored. I have a lot of podcasts, again, where I speak to Jerry Branham specifically about these subjects, testosterone in men, how they need to manage it, the importance of it, etc. But if you have a big belly, there's absolutely no way to spot reduce that fat, and you have to either, more than likely, diet better, eat cleaner, or check your testosterone. You could have high estrogen. You could have high prolactin. That'll do it as well. There's several causes, but most of them are very unlikely. I would say either you need to learn how to diet better. Pretty easy, actually. Oh, buy my book. Sorry. Diet better or get your testosterone blood work checked. Anyways, guys, I'm wrapping up here. So any questions you have left, just put them in the questions here. Yep. Thank you, Kevin. You did a good job. Yeah. Well, you don't actually need processed carbs to boost energy for your workouts. I would even say processed carbs are something you don't want to eat. I mean, this gets into mouth and jaw problems, respiratory issues and stuff, but you don't want to eat any kind of processed carbs really for any reason. Just so you guys know, it's probably one of the worst things you can do for your overall health is eat anything processed. As for needing processed carbs for a workout, that's just ridiculous. I mean, I had a client who's on keto for 5 years straight, and I know he was strictly keto for 5 years, and he had crazy intense workouts. He could be a freak of nature, anecdotally. I've been on keto many times, had crazy intense workouts. Now, I do have usually 1 or 2 less sets, but the sets that I have, I keep super intense. And the only reason, again, I'm doing the keto is as a head start to my cutting or a finish of my cutting. But again, regardless, you do not need carbohydrates, especially not processed carbohydrates for energy in your workouts. And furthermore, if you've eaten carbs in the last day, you have carbs in your muscle. You're good for your workout. Carbs don't just like disappear overnight. You're basically always full of glucose at any given time. Just so you guys know, even when you're doing your workout, as the lactic acid builds up and all these other waste byproducts build up, well, it gets shunted down to your liver, and through glucogenesis, it goes right back into your muscles as glucose again. So again, you kind of always have carbs, guys. Just so you know, you don't believe that kind of bullshit. That's the same kind of bullshit as I have to have a protein shake right after my workout. You got 48 hours to have a protein shake or protein after your workout. Again, you might not like hearing this stuff, guys, but this is the actual data. This is the real facts. This is the shit that you need to know, not the shit that you want to know or you want to believe. This is the real stuff. just so you guys know. But anyways, let me check the questions one last time, and that's it for the day. Let's go to something. Kevin, if I haven't replied to your email, then no, I didn't get it. Send me an email again, please. It's castlinprogress@gmail.com. Just please send it again. I somehow overlooked it or didn't receive it. So if you send it soon, I'll check my email within the next hour and I'll get back to you. But anyways, guys, that's it. And just a reminder, please, everybody, if you're able to, please like the video, share the video with somebody who'd be helpful. Make sure you tune in next week. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. And again, I would really highly recommend you guys check out my store. All of these books, all of these tools, all these amazing things I have are on my store for dirt cheap. And it's knowledge for a lifetime. It's a digital download. You can send it to all of your friends. I don't give a shit. You only got to buy it once. So anyways, guys, have a great day. Have a great Sunday. Be productive and make sure you're doing everything to the best of your abilities. Because what you're doing one thing, you're doing all things. So again, just guys, be disciplined, have good lives, be happy, help each other, and have a great day.